Hi guys, it's James Walker from the Willmaker Group. I just want to follow on from my video about sideways disinheritance and to show you how we can protect your children's inheritance by the use of trust planning. One of the best known trusts to use would be a property protection trust. So we've got Bob and Beryl. They're married and they've got two children. Instead of them owning the property jointly, we set them up as tenants in common. So we split the tenancy so they own 50% of the property each. We then draft their mirror wills, which leave everything to each other. But in each of those wills, we set up specialist trust planning, which then protects their half of the home. If one of them dies, I've picked on Bob this time again, his 50% share of the house then gets set up into a trust. All the other assets pass over to Beryl. Beryl now has a life tenancy in the property and she owns the other 50% of the house, and all the other assets pass to Beryl. Bob's 50% share of the property is now protected in a trust, and he's named his children as the beneficiaries of that trust. A few months later, after a complete makeover and brand new hairstyle, Beryl meets the dashing Bertie and they decide to get married. Bertie has got two children of his own from a previous marriage. Beryl and Bertie decide to make new mirror wills, and Beryl is more than happy to leave Bertie her share of the house and her other assets. Unfortunately, a few months later, just after they're married, Beryl also passes away. Bertie now only owns 50% of the house. That's the 50% that Beryl had left to him in the mirror will. Bertie, a few years later, has a bit of a falling out with Bob and Beryl's children, and he decides that he only wants his estate to pass to his own children upon his death, so disinheriting the children. But luckily, because of the trust planning and then the trust that was set up after Bob's death, 50% of the property is ring-fenced for their children's inheritance. So the planning that Bob and Beryl have put in place have saved their children half of their inheritance, and without it they could have lost everything. So if you'd like to learn more about trusts and about writing your will, then please feel free to give us a call on 01603 927 273 or send us an email at info@thewillmaker.co.uk. So for outstanding quality and service, come and see us before you go.